What's up, guys? So welcome back to another Lost Chronicles video. So this one's not gonna go too long. I just wanted to show one of my Liu Zhang campaigns that I'm doing, and this is my child's revenge. Although it's not going so well for him, he's like barely holding on. About to lose Chang'an, actually. Well, the coalition is formed, but this is one of those scenarios that always just, unless you use him, he always just fizzles out almost immediately. South just completely stacked. But at least the coalition is formed, so you know, maybe we can push him back. Like, I haven't actually played a scenario in this version where everybody gets to actually team up and go against South, so we'll see if that does anything to him, if it actually affects him at all. I was actually thinking that I should have tried the fictional scenario where Ma Chao actually succeeds and takes I think he gets Luo Yang as well, but for some reason I went with this one, so here we are. Now, one of the things I wanted to put out there is there such a thing as a difficult Liu Zhang scenario? Because I really don't think so. I feel like his job is just playing as him. You're just so set up and Shu. You know, his officer core is great. Although, you know, in these late game ones, you're in terms of quality, you're definitely behind the three kingdoms. But that's because they're the three kingdoms, right? But as a fourth kingdom, you can pretty much make a go of it against any of them, really. Now, I haven't actually tried that theory yet, but I'm just looking at it, and based off the past games, you know, based off the Yuan Shu file, the Yuan Shu file really proved that as long as you have a pipeline, you can eventually just push through everybody. The only trouble I've really had is the bandits. They keep popping up, as it's such a huge area. And it did take me about 2 years, I want to say, because the scenario started at 211. So it took me about a year and a half, going on 2 years, just to take over Shu, like to finish getting all the non-Mon territories in the south, and actually build up to the point where we can actively recruit. So right now we're going to start actually moving in. And I was going to do that with Liu Bei. I mean, I'm going to use Liu Zhang on the front lines on this one. I'm going to find a use for him. But we formed the coalition instead, which I think is better, because that way the Shu and Wu estates don't fall apart before you can start to advance yourself. I think we're probably going to go for Shangyang, and that might be the best way. So everyone else has got a front they're moving in on, which is pretty cool to see. We're a little late, as you can see. I just took Hanzhong a little while ago. Let me make sure I have somebody. Yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah, we just captured Hanzhong. We could make a play on Chang'an, but I don't think that's going to happen. And this is the thing about Liu Zhang. I always feel like no matter what version of romance I'm playing, I'm always behind. Like, I'm always scrambling to establish myself whenever I play him. Like, I just feel too slow on the draw compared to everybody else, and I'm thinking that that's gotta be just because of the quality that you're competing against. You know, you're competing against the other three kingdoms, and their officers are higher quality, so they're just able to build up a little bit faster than you. You know, and the difficulty factors, you know, helps them along with that somewhat, but I think it's just because of their officers are just pound for pound better than yours. I don't think there's much else to do. We have them trying to get the technology for the transport to increase the speed, because we really need that desperately. I don't know if we have anything that we can do to help them with suggestions. Salren, confuse Salren. Oh, that would be good. Zhang, he's out. All right, let's try that. That's all our cash, but we'll try to help my child as much as we can, because we're going to be next. We're going to be the next target. Now, if we advance down here, I don't know if he would split his forces. Look at that. And this is the thing I was talking about in my Liu Yan playthrough, the Under a Yellow Sky. Zhang Jiao's empire is pretty much covers everything that Wei has, and he has the troop numbers, but the thing is, he doesn't have the infrastructure. Like, he doesn't have the officer quality, and his lands aren't developed as well to start with. So it's a lot easier, at least I hope it is. I haven't, like I said, I haven't gone far in that one yet, but I'm thinking that he'll run out of steam, whereas Cao Cao is like the ultimate test, because he just keeps going and going and going. You know, the AI's got it set up to where they just don't let up. It positions itself to where it just doesn't let up. That's Cao Cao's AI. But Zhang Jiao's, I think, is normal AI, so I think he's gonna struggle, because the quality's not there to manage all those territories. So he's gonna have to build up sooner or later. Hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully it does. Hopefully I'm right about that. It's not like Cao Cao's. Failed. Well, it was worth a shot. Would cause more damage, but he's definitely gonna take Chang on. I mean, he's just gonna keep sending them down this pipeline. It kind of reminds me of playing Romance 11 on Advanced. The AI just sends them all single file at you. Everything that it has, until it has almost nothing left. In that game, they would send units at you until they had like 2,000 or 3,000 soldiers in their city. It was crazy. They just keep sending them out one after another. Even in that game, you had you know, you'd have to make your weapons, pikes, spears, mounted, and then you have the base, which was swords, which was really almost useless. And I remember that the AI would even send out swords if it didn't have any weapons. They would just send their troops out with no forged weapons. Yeah, I wish we could help, but we would never make it in time. We're probably gonna have to worry about the gate here, if anything. We need a proposal to fix it. That's what we need. So yeah, I'm actually considering restarting this and trying Liu Zhang in a different scenario. I don't know if anybody has any ideas, but let me know in the comments down below. Because again, I really feel like unless I'm playing what's it called, the hero scenario, history of heroes or whatever, where it's just, you know, you have a ton of neighbors next to you with a ton of officers. I feel like Liu Zhang doesn't really have a bad scenario. Although in this one I will say that you could trigger the event to let Liu Bei into Shu and give him Zitong, which is something I was going to do. I was going to give Liu Bei Zitong and then drive him out as Liu Zhang. But it would just play into it would harm Liu Bei long term. You know, it could cause his whole kingdom to collapse. So I didn't want to do that. Although I did want to drive him out, but I didn't want him to get completely destroyed by Cao Cao because I attacked Zitong and, you know, whatever. Split his forces, basically. Yeah, he's definitely not gonna hold that. Well, maybe things are about to get difficult. I mean, because if he's gonna start coming down towards Zhang, and we're also gonna be in a position where we can support Macau. Oh, she lost? Wow. That's like the first time I deploy the Outlander force. I'm like, alright, let me deploy the Outlanders to deal with the bandits. That'll be that's a fair exchange, you know, in my mind. I never use Outlanders, but nope. Okay, we can pull 800. 800. We'll be at 1,000 pretty soon. We just gotta fill in these last couple hexes. Once we get to 1,000, I'll probably start to grab guys from there. Yeah, these bandits are a pain in shoe because you have to maneuver through the poison and everything, and getting the units out is a whole nother thing. But you get these non-mon, and I think they're perfect to go hunting for these guys. I'm assuming they're not worried about poison. Look how fast you'll get there. 20. That's ridiculous. All that territory in 2 turns. From here all the way up over the mountains on the other side in 19 days. That's just broken. Completely broken. Alright, don't really have much else to do. Just prepare for... kind of hope that Macau would hold on to that so I can invade here. But it looks like I'm going to get bogged down. Actually, we could still invade here. It might bring attention down over. I have seen South skip, like, instead of reinforcing with the city that he's right next to, like, bring them from another city. So it could draw attention. But that's going to have to wait a while because I really don't have the troops. I'm going to get that core over there too. We captured Zhang, but we can't really... Can't really get him to do anything. So he won't really join because he's nemesis is with Liu Zhang. Which I was watching the show the other day, and supposedly Zhang Lu, his mother was murdered by Liu Zhang. I don't know if that's historical, if they had thrown that in the show just for a little bit more drama, because it's not part of his bio. But it could be something that was so small, like a footnote, but that they didn't mention it in the game. Because I've never seen that mentioned in the game, and I don't remember that being mentioned in the novel, that he had murdered Zhang Lu's mother. So it could just be TV drama. I hope these guys make some serious gains on this guy, but I kind of doubt it. I really doubt it. I can't honestly remember if there was a time where... the last time I remember that Wei actually collapsed from a coalition. Yeah, I really can't. Obviously I haven't seen it in this game. This is the first time that I see a coalition formed against South in the Three Kingdoms scenario. That's a weird route. I guess that's faster than that, huh? Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's see what he says. I think he says something like, you think I would ever join the likes of Liu Zhang? Like, are you insane? He's pretty hostile about it, even asking to recruit him. Okay, we should, are we trusted with Nanman? We're friendly. We should definitely get trusted because we could use those 3,000 troops. That's the problem that I'm having, is just recruiting. Getting the numbers up. I feel like some scenarios are just like that. You have to spend the first year, year and a half, sometimes up to 2 years, like getting your economy up and running. And on the higher difficulty levels, you're going to be behind the AI for that year and a half or 2. So you don't really have too much agency. You kind of have to sit back and just let the AI kind of play its game while you build up. Which is kind of cool. It's, you know, in some senses, you're starting behind the ball, and that presents its own challenge. Because if you want to keep up with the AI, then you can just lower the difficulty. You know? But this puts you in kind of unique spots. Where it's like, well, they get a head start on resources, and they get to kind of impose their will. And you have to just defend and kind of look for an opening. He should leave immediately. He's threatening me from his cell. Yangping Gate. Holy shit, he's not even stopping. He's going straight for Yangping Gate already. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is going to be challenging. I remember in 9 I was able to chew through, play as Liu Zhang, and from here just get Chang'an and chew through Cao Cao's forces. But in this one, because of the logistics and how everything's kind of slowed down, maybe that's not going to be the case. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Might do an update on this one later. I'll see how it goes. Fighting Cao Cao, like I said, maybe it is a lot more difficult than I'm thinking. It is pretty early. But yeah, if anybody has any suggestions for a challenging Liu Zhang, or if they have a story about a Liu Zhang playthrough that went south, I'd really be interested to hear it. Because I feel like, you know, you have to put so much time in before things even get interesting as him. So yeah, and we'll be back with the Liu Yan playthrough probably. I think Thursday is when I'll have the next part up, and then I'll have another part up probably on the weekend. So be on the lookout for those, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, have a